Namaskar. Very good afternoon to each one of you. On behalf of Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, we welcome you all for this awareness campaign on road safety being organized coinciding with the National Safety Month of March 2020. The Chamber acknowledges the immense support of Mr. M.N. Anucheth, IPS. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation to address Police Traffic Bangalore City. Sir, our office bearers have joined online owing to some business exigency that we will be present here. As in the regular procedure, we have to acknowledge our annual sponsors for their immense support in the activities of the Chamber. Bueller, Continental, Fundamax, ILPL, MTR, Ramaya Institute of Management, STMIND, Sona Group of Companies, TVS Motor, and Vishwas Group. We acknowledge the immense support of the sponsors in all the activities of the Chamber. Thank you once again, sir, for accepting our invitation to address our members. We have with us our President, Dr. Devarajan, who is the Senior Vice President of TVS Motor Company, and a few of our past presidents, Dr. Ravindran, CEO and MD of Wellmax Group of Companies, and leaders of our other expert committees who have joined online. Dr. Devarajan, so please go ahead, sir. Yes, sir. Please, Dr. Ravindran, who is our immediate past president. So please go ahead, sir.
Education. Dr. Devarajan is on the line?
Not yet, sir.
The respected Commissioner, thank you very much for joining us at the Chamber of Commerce. I have a bad cold due to the changing weather in Bangalore, but thanks to your effective control on pollution control and car management, pooling of cars and all of that, things can only get better. I wish I could be present there, but I'm unable to make it. Thank you very much. This is the second or third time that you're making it to our chamber, and it's indeed a rare privilege for us to have you amidst us. Please forgive me for my absence. I'm sure we'll learn a lot out of your talk today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Shivayogi, are you on the line, sir?
Yeah, sir, good afternoon. This is Shivayogi. I'm the co-chair of Infrastructure Committee for Bangalore Chambers. And I am basically from Toyota Kirloskar Auto Parts. We work from Biddi industry area. Thank you for your presence to the chamber, sir, amid your busy schedule. And I'm sorry that because of some office requirement, we are not able to make it. And we once again welcome to you to the Bangalore chamber, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Rao.
Good afternoon, Mr. Anucheth, the engineer of CSR Director, but also the chairman for the CSR expert of the BCIC. Yes. So, in fact, we had the privilege of having you recently in a seminar this month along with Rasta at Penia, and a lot of insights were shared during that. We had all the stakeholders together, and today we are very glad with all the member companies joining. We are looking forward for your vision and direction in the topic and the safety, in particular, the accident management. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome, sir. I'm Murli. I'm predecessor. That was the department and SPF Bangalore. Then the very closely, sure. That, of course, it goes primarily all the areas of police discipline cases, sir. We forward to hear from you, and we will also understand what steps are police taken, police departments taken, how to ease traffic. It is a regular ingredients of the honestly experience of Bangalore. Right. The city of, we also acknowledge that the city of Bangalore, the population is growing in large numbers. And are we really coping with the spurt of growth in population, incoming population, something that we also do? Right.
Yeah. So that then we.
Later.
We have the representatives from various manufacturing companies, and he's from Indian Express, Mr. Vedada. They are only from our manufacturers.
So I just want to give you a snapshot of what we're doing in traffic in Bangalore City for the past 1 year. I hope my talk is not repetitive. My talk will be a little bit to give you a first is a, can go to the next slide. So here are these 4 points that I want to talk about, and then I can basically discuss on how industry leaders such as yourself can contribute towards enhancing road safety primarily, contribute to elevating traffic. Next. So 2023, the estimated population of Bangalore City is 1.4 crores, that is about 14 million. This is just a snapshot of what Bangalore contributes to the world, India in particular. 50% of the IT jobs, 20% of the startups are here. 7% Indian chip design is here. Myself also, chip design if I joined service. 60% of the machine tools productions have been 400 plus total R&D sector. And about 40% of the India's IT exports are done. So this is what Bangalore is the nation and world. So next. Now this is about the Bangalore city's traffic. So we have a traffic density of 827 vehicles per 1,000 population, which is the highest for any major Indian city. Delhi has somewhere around 320. Mumbai is about 220. New York is at 531. So our vehicle to population ratio is almost 1:1.1, and Delhi is 1:1.2. Now the basic issue with Bangalore City's traffic is that the vehicular population is growing as an exponential growth of about 10%. You see the graph on the right hand side grows exponentially in the last couple of years, last couple of decades. Sorry. In 2013, our vehicular population was 53 lakhs, and in 2023 it is 1.2 crores. So it more than doubled in the last 10 years. Incidentally, in January we became the city having the largest number of privately owned vehicles in India. We overtook Delhi. More than 70% of the vehicle population is two-wheelers. So a lot of industry will be very happy about that. Be TVS or any other company. They say that yeah, manufacturing will do. But again, the issue is that we have about vehicle population is growing at 10%, whereas the annual population is growing at about 3.7%. If you see the mode of usage in the middle bottom part of the presentation, you will see that private mode is about 34%, public transport is 32%, non-motorized transport and others contribute about 27%. I'll copy that. The primary concern is the mode of public transport, which is at 32%. Ideally, for a well-developed modern city, this should be at around 55 to 60%. Mumbai has somewhere at around 60% because of the suburban rail, which is the Mumbai local. Delhi, because of the wide network coverage of the Delhi metro, is doing well. But historically, Bangalore has not had a robust transportation system. Right? It's just now in the last 10 years we have had the metro coming up and the expansion of metro. But if you see the growth of public transport by way of the public transport system, that is the bus system from BMTC, the number of buses has stagnated way from 2003 itself. Last 20 years, There's about 5,600 buses we have not added to the fleet. The vehicles might have changed, but the quantum of vehicles has not changed. So it has remained 6,400, and they are the primary movers of Bangalore city, I would say, which contribute to around 35 lakh to 40 lakh person moving in these 6,400 buses in a day. That is what is the estimate. So that they move a lot of people. Next slide. This slide is basically to show you the kind of accidents which happen in Bangalore city. This is basically this is the map. It's not Karnataka. This is a map of Bangalore city as per the limits of the Bangalore city police. Areas marked in red are the ones which have high fatality rates. Marked in green, they don't have. This is as per each police station. I'm happy to say that in 2022, as per TomTom ratings, we were the second most congested city in the world. We slipped down that ranking to 6th last year. Our average speed improved by 4 kilometers per hour. And the average time taken to travel 10 kilometers reduced by 1 minute. We are the only city in the top 10 to reduce it by a minute. Everybody else increased. So it's a happy thing.
Any reason why only in those areas?
I'll come to that. So if you see the number of fatal accidents, it's at about 422. The top right corner is Devanahalli, right? And the bottom left is Kengeri. So Devanahalli has the elevated corridor, which sees 10% of the total fatalities of the emission. It's 30.4 kilometers. We're starting from Hepard to the airport. So that sees 10%. Last year we saw 91 deaths out of 914. Most are because of high speed collisions, either by way of lack of safety measures taken by the driver, by way of wearing helmet or seatbelt, and high speed collisions.
Also, any deficiency in scientific approach in making those highways?
So that highway is actually maintained by NHAI, not PWD or anybody else. We had identified 6 spots as per the MORTS guidelines, which is basically you have 5 fatalities or 10 previous injuries the past 3 years in a distance of 500 meters of the road. So they have rectified a few. Some more rectification is required. But end of the day, if a road is made for 120, if you travel at 160 or 150 in a vehicle not meant to travel in such speed, it would lead to crashes. The other part is Kengeri because of the nice road. So actually, in a city which moves at 20.5 kilometers per hour, having speeding as one of the main contributors of braking is a paradox. So it is quite disturbing to speak of high-speed collisions in a city which moves at such a slow speed. Incidentally, in February, we have improved to 20.5. In January, it was at about 18. Last December also, it was at 18. So hopefully, we can improve the peak hour speeds.
So how do you measure this?
So we have, can I come to that? That has in my presentation. I know, I'll explain it as a part of our. Next. So this is a snapshot of the Bangalore traffic police. I head the Bangalore traffic police. I'm assisted by 4 deputy commissioners of police who head 4 different divisions. I have 10 subdivisions, each manned by 1 assistant commissioner of police. I have 50 police stations, and we have 5,645 personnel working in Bangalore city. We are the second largest traffic police force in India after Delhi. Delhi has about 6,200. Incidentally, we'll go to 6,000 in April 1st, starting April 1st. 4 more police stations are being added. So that's 54 police stations. But addition of manpower does not necessarily translate to better. I think what in the next slides that I will show is that I will how we are trying to harmonize a judicious mix of technology and human manpower. Next. So basically what we are trying to do in Bangalore city is we are trying to first understand how congestion is happening, where congestion is happening, why is it happening, and how we can improve the traffic. Because of this, we developed something called as ASTRAM, which is the actionable intelligence for sustainable traffic management. So we have tried to understand how traffic flows in Bangalore city. First, we're trying to get data from multiple sources. The primary source of data for Bangalore City Police or traffic police is the 9,000 safe city cameras that we have installed. At the back end, we have an AI engine which is working, which is doing traffic counts at various junctions and at various cities. The second is we are getting data from map-based services like Mapples, Google, TomTom. We are getting data from some aggregator services. It can be cab, it can be etc. All this data feeds into the AI at the backend, and where we understand why a congestion is happening. And we are getting real-time road conditions by way of a traffic count. We have force of about 4,800 constables and head constables. I'm talking of the constabulary officer who are on the ground. If there is a accident, if there is a roadblock, procession, protest, tree fall, waterlogging, vehicle breakdown, anything which contributes to this thing, we get to know firsthand because like people are there nearby. We have something called as a Cobra system where we have about 220 Cobra bikes which are on rounds all the time. So that data also is spread to this AI backend there. So that's how we are trying to understand where congestion is. So every 15 minutes, you can see on my phone also, I get an alert. We have separated it into 3 categories: severe, high, and moderate. Moderate is tolerable. High is when we try and monitor to ensure it does not go to severe. And severe, if it goes to severe, then basically we try and do some sort of diversions and some sort of traffic micro level management. So how we understand this is basically if the queue length exceeds more than 250 meters, then we say it's moderate, acceptable. More than 500 would be it is high. And if it has at 750, then meters queue length, it is considered as severe. Now there are certain junctions in Bangalore city where it is severe in peak hours, regardless of what the thing is. For example, Hebbard in the morning, Hebbard sees 90,000 vehicles passing through 3 hours, 9 o'clock and 12. I would say there is no junction in the world which even comes close to that. But if Hebbard is congested at 2 a.m. in the morning, then there's something. So we are getting to know without any public informing us or without our costumes itself going there, that a congestion has happened because of what we are trying to give to ourselves. It gives us an alert saying that there's a congestion there. So to give an example, about a couple of months back, at around 2 a.m. there was a congestion. It gave us an alert. When we went and saw, it was a chain accident, 3 accidents. So it had blocked the roads. So before, because they were injured, they couldn't tell. Public also did not call. When we went there, we were able to shift them fast. I mean, clearing the road is the secondary. Ensuring that they get access to the nearest hospital. We were able to get them. We saved all of them. So once in Talgatpura, we found the road is congested at about 3:30 a.m. Should not be congested. The reason was elephants were crossing from one side of the thing to the Turali forest to the other side. So even elephants cause traffic jams in Bangalore. So we are able to understand why congestion is happening, whether there are any human factors or whether there are any road conditions which are causing this. Infrastructure was a so that by that way we are able to clear the congestion faster. That's what we are trying to do. Secondly, using this system, we are able to disseminate real-time road conditions to map-based services, to FM radio, to social media. Automatically, it is picked and pushed. So what happens, for example, say you are a user of Mapples or you are a user of Google. So we are sending this data to Google. Right now, Google has not yet enabled real-time road conditions, but they are using it as their backend to reroute, to change their routing, to say that this road is blocked. Mapples on a live basis is going to do shortly from the first step when we start. But data we are sending already. We are sending to a lot of other, I can't disclose because of NDA. A lot of other third parties we are sending, which use it on a day-to-day basis, which helps in rerouting. So whole idea is how we are a repository of good data, of real-time, authentic data about traffic conditions. So this means how we are able to disseminate. So we can publish directly through FM, social media, television, or we can do it indirectly through MAC-based services, VPS, wherever, whoever uses these servers. So that's the whole idea. So the idea is how we can, within the given infrastructure, what best we can do to ensure that traffic keeps moving. That's the entire focus since last year. So, and we are trying to use AI. So AI is the buzzword today. So nobody's immune to that, neither are we. So we are trying to use that. This is in a nutshell what we do. This slide is entirely our. So in terms of traffic management, there are some physical measures we can do. We are doing like closure of center median, turning restrictions, reduction in signal phasing, tidal flow operations, parking restrictions, merging service lane with main carriageway. We allow only one ingress, one egress, synchronization of traffic signals. I'll more come to regarding traffic signals at the end and what we are trying currently. In terms of technology, we have some a lot of surveillance cameras. We have about 9,000 cameras. We had only 270 last year. Because of the safety cost, we have about 9,000 cameras. In field enforcement, we have gone towards something called as the e-challan system. Then we have a field officer, which is a bot, which is working drone surveillance. We have over 10 drones, which are at a majority of the intersections in Bangalore city. We hope to increase it by 15 next year. So we have a fleet of 25 drones. So we are using, we are developing AI, not yet used, we are developing AI at the back end where the drone data will indicate where congestion has happened. It can identify an accident now. It can identify a roadblock. AI can identify, but we are still not right there where it is at least 95% accurate. So that's the accuracy is it's about 75 to 50. We hope to improve by the time. Once it's there, then we'll start deploying. We have an ITMS system called Intelligent Traffic Management System. Again, it's for enforcement. We have got these cameras in 50 junctions where they automatically detect 7 types of violations. But of course, that's validated by the packet by human. But the entire detection happens automatically by the AI. So it detects no helmet, not wearing a seat belt, triple riding, over speed, jumping traffic signals, stopping on a stop line, or driver on call that is using on the bike. So these are the technological interventions that we are doing.
Will one flaw in this difference, perhaps, maybe you know that sometimes we pass the once we get the green light, we move, and before we go to the other side, there is again red signal comes in. But we are captured as though we are done some traffic.
Yeah, so I'll come to that. There are 2 issues with the AI-based system. Right? One is the accuracy itself. So accuracy in catching a no helmet violation is at about 97%, which is very good. In terms of the other 6, the accuracy is anywhere between 75 to 80%. That means 1 in 4 is not. So we realized this after we did an audit of the kind of violations. Although the SLAs were there that it should be at around 85%. Even if we booked, so last year we booked 55 lakh cases. In 55 lakh cases, helmet was about 32 lakhs. The rest 22 lakhs was this. So if we have even 1 in 4 or 1 in 5, that's a huge amount of cases which are wrongly detected. So now we have something called as a manual validation system. So there is a team of people who are looking at the violation. The AI picks up the violation and pushes it to the validation team. The validation team checks at the backend whether the detection was right or not. In 2 ways. One, whether the violation was done or not. Second, whether the OCR recognition of the number plate was perfect. Because of not all people having HSRP, like for example, give an example, H might be read as an A by the AI. We see whether that's correct or not. In terms of violation, if a lady had a long hair, she was wearing that half helmet which is black in color, it would say no helmet. Because it would look as if she's, for the AI, it's not able to differentiate between the helmet and the long hair. In seat belt, we found a very unusual case where the person, a long beard, is wearing a seat belt. But if you see the photo, only if you see the right corner of the thing, it is visible. But otherwise, so AI detector is saying that he's not wearing a helmet. But when he came and showed us, he was wearing a helmet. So this happened So since December of 2023, that's for the last 4 months, we have had a single error, not a single error in the thing because it's 100% validated. And it helps us also to improve the AI because what was wrong with it is again sent back, feedback is given to the AI system saying that this was wrong with it. So it corrects itself. So machine learning is also. Secondly, it's a question of trust between the public and the department. It's a question of trust in the integrity of the system also. You will trust it if you have not committed a violation. If you get a notice for violation, obviously you will not trust in what kind of a system it is. Right? Or if you do a violation, it's not detected, you think you can put me in the system. Both things. So ideally, if a person has committed a violation, he should get a notice. If he is not, he should not get. So we are working towards that. So from December 8th, 2023, we are completely validating all the detection. So our throughput has come down. We were detecting about 20 to 22,000. It has come down to about 9 to 10,000. That's okay. I think end of the day, it's not about looking violations. It's about ensuring a good, transparent, robust system. That's what we're working. So what you would have seen would be a past violation wherein that thing has happened. So it's not going to happen. It's not happening. Sure, 100% since December.
I failed to, I was not at fault. I had to.
You should. So we did that also. So in our, I'd like to tell everybody, please don't fall prey to somebody saying that you have to pay up your traffic fines or something. There's only two methods of payment. One is our official website. The other one is an official app called the KSP app. It's available on iOS and Android. If you download that, in that, if you feed in your vehicle number, if you find that, so it is with evidence, photo evidence. Yeah. If you find that there's a it's incorrect, you can raise a dispute. We have given that option. Last 6 months, it's happening. Every day we get about 200 to 300 disputes which are resolved. Some are not resolved. They're saying that no, you did come for that. Some, like for example, you said all the issues about this. We are going next level. Hopefully, next May we can give you a 5-second video. Also, we have that video. The problem is of the sharing that video because of the large amount of data requirements at the backend. We are trying to simplify it into a GIF so that right now if you click on that, you are getting a photo of the right. Hopefully you can give you a 5-second video also. That especially helps in the violation that we spoke about, jumping the traffic signal. You can actually show that the line or this thing was red when you move. That's what a jumping traffic signal is. So I can assure you that we are, I as a citizen myself, we want to see today I'm in traffic, tomorrow I might be elsewhere. At the end of the day, there should be trust in this. It should be verified. Whatever we are working towards that. We learned a lesson, a big lesson, when we realized that a large number of people were, unhappy and disappointed, saying that such a system had not been error-free. AI will never be error-free. I think end of the day, artificial intelligence is a product of human stupidity also. So human stupidity also feeds into it. So it will never be 100% accurate, but we are there to rectify. Next.
Is there any monitoring of the camera?
Yeah. Yes. So there is a total MIS at the backend which is sitting on it. So we ping it every, I think, frequency maybe 100 seconds or something. The ping is given. So if it returns as it's this thing, then and of course it's physically seen also. Like for example, if you don't get a throughput of any violation within an hour in that junction, so that means there's some, yeah, it could be that there were no violations. I'll be very happy if there was any. But it could be that it is realistic. So there is a MIS at the backend which we are monitoring because the SLAs of our contract are based on that. What is the downtime? What is the uptime? So that's being looked at. The other thing that we are doing here is we are going towards the contactless enforcement, which was in about 38% in 2014. It's now 97% in 2022. So contactless enforcement is happening to the ITMS session that I spoke about through the surveillance cameras that we have. We have field traffic violations recorded. Every constable has a mobile phone. So there's an app there, so it takes a photo and upload. We have public eye, which is for public to upload, and we have social media posts. A lot of people upload a lot of data on social media, either on X or on Instagram. We crowdsource that. In terms of contact enforcement, we have through body-worn cameras. we use it only for specific physical enforcement. We have stopped checking people for helmet and triple riding. We stopped. We do it for those offenses which we feel endanger another person's life. If you are not wearing the helmet, you are endangering yourself. That's the risk you are taking as. But if you are riding on a footpath, you are endangering the pedestrian. If you're drinking and driving, you're endangering everybody on the road, on the route you're on. So there they're using contact enforcement, drunken driving, wrong side or rolling driving, wheeling, racing, speeding of driving, and then footpath. So these are the 4-5 classes of offenses where we're using contact. Next. So this is the ASTRAM, the traffic engine that we spoke about. It's quite unique to India, to Bangalore, know the city has this, which I explained basically what we are trying to understand how traffic flow and how to improve the traffic flow. One thing I did speak about was the ambulance that's there in EPA. You can go next. Yeah, like I said, it's a big data platform. We have a PTP data lake. Incidentally, we are sharing with IUDX as well. IUDX is India Urban Data Exchange, which is set up in Indian Institute of Science. So they help other startups, other companies for this thing. So we are very data rich, but unfortunately we work in silos. We don't share that. So with IUDX, we're working with them. Currently, that's next. So this is we have these various dashboards and alerts. So I'll just explain. So we have 21 corridors. We spoke about how we are measuring speed. We have 21 corridors, which are the high traffic density corridors. One corridor would be the old airport road, starting from Trinity Circle right up to Vattur Port. Is the old airport. So we monitor how traffic is flowing. Another corridor is the Bellary Road, which starts from Chalukya, right up to the Adaldi Gate. So that's again 30.4 kilometers. So the other one would be we have divided outer ring road into 4 parts: north 1, north 2, south 1, south 2. One outer ring road would be between Silk Road and Marathali to from Tin Factory would be the other. From Tin Factory up to Hebbal would be one. From Hebbal to Gotumtapada would be the other. So we are trying to, with the, like I said, the data available to us, we are trying and monitoring what is the average speed of vehicles going on. So if you take Bellary Road from Chalukya to Hebbal flyover is 14 kilometers per hour. Whereas if you take from Hebbal flyover to the airport, the speed, it's like 75, 80. So we are able to monitor. The speed that I spoke about is the average we take for a class of vehicles which is possible. So we have classification also. We have developed the AI at the back end to do automatic traffic counting and classification, where it counts traffic based on the type of vehicle. So we are able to understand if it's a 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler, auto, light good vehicle, heavy good vehicle, bus, private bus, BMTC, ambulance, etc. So we are able to do that. So we are doing that at about 47 junctions, primary junctions. Still code would be one critical junction, Marathali, blue junction, would be one critical, Trinity would be important junction. So we are trying to understand how, and we have 500 ANPR licenses, which is automatic number plate capturing licenses at the back end. They are able to capture how vehicles move themselves. Like if we target one particular vehicle and see where all it's moving on a daily basis, we can find out how that particular vehicle moves also. So, but that to do it in a large scale requires huge data and number crunching, which we are not doing right now. But we are capable to do that as well. But with the help of third-party aggregators, we are able to get OD study. The whole idea was to understand how traffic flows. You need to understand, like for example, we know Outer Ring Road is the destination for a lot of employees, right? But where are they originating? How many vehicles are coming? So we have a company which is the aggregator for a lot of the IT companies. It's the cab aggregator company. So we get data from the cab aggregator company at 10 o'clock in the night as to how many bookings are there tomorrow. So if we actually do that plot with what is the congestion on a daily basis, we get to know the threshold where it is acceptable to us, where it's not acceptable. So when it is the threshold of that data goes beyond what is acceptable to us, tomorrow ORR can handle 25,000 trips between this time. Say the number of bookings is 30,000. We know it cannot handle. So how do we ensure ORR moves at that time? So we will say at that particular time, we will not allow heavy goods vehicles first. We'll stop heavy goods. Then we'll say light goods vehicles are not. So that way we are removing that many number of vehicles out of ORR. So it is very dynamic. So the outer ring road plan changes on a day-to-day basis. Today, the number of cars which have entered 33 tech parks is 110,000. I know for exactly what are the cars inside train. So 110,000 cars will probably get out from 5:30. So we started diverting at 3:30 itself. Yeah, it started. So that is the micro level of management we are trying to go with now. So this is happening right now only in outer ring road, because there the tech parks collaborated with us. They give us data on an hourly basis. We get the data. They extract what is the exact number of vehicles. So for us, 120,000 is the cutoff. So in these are the major tech parks like Bagmane Tech Park. We have the EcoSpace, EcoWorld, Cessna, Manyata. Manyata is this time. So in these tech parks, I would say it's a very good indicator of what is the level of traffic on one. So if for these tech parks, I have a cutoff saying that, yeah, it's 120,000 vehicles. Beyond that, then I have to do something. So today it is more. So we have to do something. We have done already. We try and manage because that's what's in our hands. So that is happening because of this. So all the data comes and resets. This is the output of that. So we can do congestion analytics. We can do travel time analytics. We have accident analytics, violation analytics. We have user sentiment. We see a lot. We take data from X, Insta, public, and we understand what is the sentiment also. Then there's a performance dashboard, right? The performance dashboard is for our police stations, how they are performing. There are KPIs which we have built into the system where we analyze how a police station is behaving and not behaving. So these are the things which go into this ASTRAM application. Next. So these are the hotspots that we're able to get. So this is a very rough, that's the map of Bangalore city. And as you can make out, if it is red, then it is congested. If it is blue, it's moderate, and if it is green, it is high. And red and yellow and increasing degree of color would be increased degree of congestion. So this is a predictive model. So hopefully in 6 months' time, when the AI has matured and it is able to capture a lot of data, we can predict what would be the congestion areas which are normally not congested. So that's the whole idea on what we're able to use. Next. This is EPA. This is what we've tied up with ambulances. Right now, it's working with 108 and Mars ambulance services. The ambulance driver just puts in his start and destination. We track the ambulance completely. So if it is stuck in a congestion for more than a minute, we get an alert saying that the ambulance is stuck. So we try and get it out of. Well, I guess it can be done. But it's easier said than done. We realized there are 3,000 ambulances in Bangalore city, which do roughly around 68,000 trips in a day. And if you take Trinity Junction, which, I mean, if you go this way, you go to the education hospital. If you go this way, you go to Manipal, right? What if two ambulances are going this way? Which will we give priority? So all those questions are now coming up because we have started tracking. So it was so now again we have to go back and do it again. So generally we never thought what happens. Which ambulance do you prefer? I mean, give preference. So in a transplant, so we give the highest preference to a heart transplant. But in the heart tissue dies faster compared to other tissues. So in that we have a set precedent. So if it is a liver and a heart, we give preference to the ambulance carrying the heart and not the liver. So probably next we'll have to work with this thing to understand what should we do. That's very difficult. It's not easy. Yes. So next. Yeah. So coming to future plans, this is what I'm excited to talk about. So we have just finalized the contract for the adaptive signals. So we have gone for something called as cost based algorithm, which is developed by Center for Development of Advanced Computing. COSICOS stands for Coordinated Signal Control Strategy. The basic idea is at a junction, we'll have sensors by way of radar and primarily CCTVs, which will see the load on a particular junction. Understand which junction has to be doing present. The beauty of the system is that the one junction controller will talk to the other junction controller. We can have ambulance also talk to them through RFID. If ambulance is fitted with the RFID and is whitelisted, it can say that I'm approaching it. Please open. But the thing is, in a corridor, we can have synchronization with speed. So, so in 165 junctions that is coming up. Then we have for enforcement, we already, like I said, have ITMS. But we thought, why install new cameras when we have 9,000 cameras? Why don't we use existing brownfield projects? Take the field and try and do enforcement using those fields only. So that AI POC is just happening at the back end, but 500 junctions we are working on. We are going to detect not 7, but 13 types of violations. And then, of course, validate it and then challan it. That data, so like I said, Bangalore City has about 4,700 body-worn cameras. We can use body-worn camera footage for violation detection. A lot of us have dashboards. We can use dashboards for violation detection. We can have drones. So that system is going to be input agnostic. Any data feeding in, it can detect violations, provided you can detect a number of. From a drone is at such a very high level, the accuracy in detection is low. But dashboard and this thing we can actually. Third is, like I said, with citizen engagement, the idea is to enhance communication to public, give them real-time road traffic conditions. Our website is also getting revamped. Not only our website, with any map-based services which is giving Bangalore City, we feel should have access to that data, and we are doing it free of cost. We are not charging. Unlike they are charging us for API hits, we are not charging anybody for our API hits. We are giving them free, right? And collaboration. So this is what we are trying to do now. We have a tie-up with IISc now. We have a tie-up with the Nitin Meenakshi Institute of Technology, and we are working with PS to get a tie-up with them. So whole idea is if traffic engineering departments can work with us, because like I said, we are a repository of huge amounts of data. Probably it might help them to develop something in the future. And because IISc is such an important thing that they actually help policymakers make policy. So we thought if we can help them, give them good authentic data, probably to help them what we are doing. So these are the 4 things which we have done as of now. So hopefully in the next 6 months, we might see some improvements further to what we're doing. Okay, thank you. So this thing is done. Just to add on, I think since a lot of industries are a part of these days, I think it's very important. Like we bring about a culture of road safety within our organization. Like rather than Volvo, the logo of Volvo is a seat belt, and they're the guys who invented seat belting. So the culture is there is such that, you know, if even in his private life, if a person is not wearing a seatbelt, he's found, then he's taken to task. I think as an industry or whatever, even road safety is made part of the work culture, just not in-house or industry. It will go a long way in improving road safety. The tragic part is, out of the 914 people who died last year, 74% were two-wheelers. In that 74%, 90% were not wearing helmet or wearing a substandard helmet. Or even if you are wearing helmet, not clasping the helmet. So, which is very tragic. Bangalore, incidentally, having 70% two-wheeler, it's natural that corresponding fatalities are going to be same. 74% is very high, and 21% was pedestrians. So 96%, 75% are these two groups. And in that 21%, 60% were aged over the age of 60. So senior citizens crossing the road is a problem in Bangalore. So this is what we need to take care of it. So I just feel, if anything I can impress upon everybody here is that if road safety also is made part of the work culture, will go a long way. I think it's user behavior modification and user design needs to be worked on. Like right now we are working on with aggregators. We have a tie-up with a behavioral psychologist group. We are trying to see whether we can approach the industry as a whole, not just catching the Swiggy rider on the ground and picking him doesn't serve the purpose. I think if people don't make policies such like I will deliver in 10 minutes. I don't think it's possible to deliver in 10 minutes. I don't want to take the name of that company, but the tagline is we will deliver in 10 minutes. Is it really possible? Then if you are doing that, then you are incentivizing rule breaking. So I think if you can work with an industry as such, say that this is what needs to be done, this is what should not be done. And if everybody takes it up and we want to work with the industry leader and say that this doesn't make this part of your culture. Don't incentivize good. Promote good activities. Like for example, if a Swiggy rider never broke a signal, it's possible for them to identify that or always delivered without any hassles or this thing. Like Nana Yatri had a felicitation for the auto driver who never charged excess fare, who always said yes, who never said no, he'll not come. Right? There were people like that. And it goes a long way in inspiring others as well. Right? They got a good, handsome cash reward. So probably as a this thing is we can work towards enhancing road safety. I don't want to talk about how we can control the traffic because a lot of things are being not that. But I feel as a part of the internal culture of the industries, this is taken up in how they improving road safety because the person who dies, most of the time they're breadwinners. It's not just him, his entire family gets it. Most are in the age group of 25 to 35. Their most formative years are their formative years, which is very tragic when we see. So that I just thought I take this opportunity to request everybody how we can think of ways of inculcating it part of the culture, ensuring all the employees adhere to it in their personal life as well. Go on.
I mean, there were some experiences other than very sequence, very well maps. Now, other than this basic thing, follow the road traffic, track rules. What are other things we should?
No, I think like what we realize, just the negative aspect of saying that if you don't wear a helmet, you'll get fined, will only contribute to that person looking out for a traffic cop which is pointing the right. If you are seeing a traffic cop from the hand, it will come to the head. The third rider will get down, cross the junction. That doesn't serve any purpose. Like, see, to give an example, a lot of people ask, why is government just after catching people? Last year, we collected 185 crores. The state budget is 3,60,000 crores. I mean, we hardly contribute any revenue receipts. Nobody is interested in catching persons or finding them just for the sake of collecting. That's why we did away with contact enforcement. I said, don't harass people even. But the other side of it is that if you see police is not there, rule breaking is more. That's scientifically proven. So what I'm trying to say is that instead of telling people wear a seatbelt, wear this thing or whatever, we should incentivize it. Okay, how to do? Probably all of us need to think in your own thing how we can incentivize positive behavior. In that way, I think it goes both. It's just not stick. Carrot should be there. So that we need to work on. I'm sorry, I don't have solutions for that. As clueless as that, how we can do it. But I think if you are more intelligent than me, so you have better suggestions or solutions for your home industry, how to go about it. One thing we do from our end is we go to a lot of schools, because that is where we can inculcate good positive behavior. So every year we train about 16,000 students We have about 12,000 students visiting our traffic park. Shortly, we are doing an experience center in the traffic management center. So where children can come, and we have a lot of parents telling us saying that my daughter refused to get into the car because I was not wearing seatbelt, or she said wear a helmet, I will also wear a helmet. Like that. So it is very good to see children. So I think catching them young is fine, but I think a lot of adults are there. They're looking at the future 10, 15 years, but a lot of people here. I think we need to work on, probably we can learn from Volvo or some other company, which how they thought of patching out. Toyota, for example. Toyota, we have built this thing. I think there is a, what to say, complete adherence to rules. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. So how is that? Why is that coming out? Maybe we can do some sort of a case study and understand it. But I think we should make a stand. All of us collaborating to that. That's why we signed up with the behavioral psychologist team. They instantly worked with Volvo previously. I was not aware I had gone to give a podcast. I just got talking. I realized it made sense. Why certain things people do in the way they. So, and just not coming from an authoritative figure, even friends, family, and this thing, that kind of pressure helps a long way in ensuring compliance to it. So in society, talking about power and deterrence, there are two kinds of deterrence. One is a penal deterrent, which is if you do something wrong, you'll get punished. The other one is a social deterrent, which says that, oh, I should not do this because it's not right. A lot of people don't commit crime because they know it is wrong. So that's the social deterrent, okay, not because if you do something. So I think we can improve social deterrent. We are trying our best, targeting certain things, but some places it's immediate.
Delivery in 15 minutes by Swiggy or Zomato should be banned, I think, because too much pressure on those boys, to reach the destination.
We are working.
There's too much pressure on those boys to reach and.
Next time we can.
100%. No doubt.
No, especially.
Any opportunity for the general public? Get some training on traffic control and volunteering.
Oh yeah, so we have something called as a traffic warden organization. You have to be minimum 25 years of age. You need to contribute about 16 hours in a week. That's 16 hours in a month. That's 4 hours in a week. We'll be happy to take you on board. There's no general qualifications or anything like that. So we'll give you a 5-day training. You can work at the place of your choice. So we don't get a policeman power. You can come every day. We are happy to have you. But you have to contribute at least 16 hours. That's 4 hours a week. Voluntary. It's completely voluntary. No, it's not on any payment basis. We have a strong force of about 1,000 traffic volunteers. But we are happy to take on more. A city like Bangalore, which has 1.4 crore population, 1,000 is very less.
Also sort of a CSR, no?
No, people can come. So, like for example, say if you are employee in your family, if he wants to contribute 1 hour in or 4 days in a week, he can come and do so and assist us. He's given a nice smart blue and white uniform. You might have seen in certain situations. So they can be a part of you. Only requirement you have to do minimum 25 years of.
Also, if your office can share the details.
Yeah.
We will circulate.
Yeah, sure.
In my team.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. We'll be very happy to.
Yes, and I think there's also good number of schools and some activity like this, so that people also will be a role.
So I didn't touch upon that. So we have something called a Student Association for Road Safety. So this was started in 1976. AP Durai, the Deputy Commissioner of Police. So today we have a strong network of about 4,300 schools. So we have one traffic constable who's attached to that school. So he mentors that school. So whenever he finds free time, probably an hour or 2 hours in a day, in a week, he goes and takes a class for anywhere between 4 to 10 standard. We have some standard material actually we want to talk to children about. And he brings those 50 children to our traffic park. In a traffic park, we have miniaturized, we have road crossing and other things. And then he brings them to our traffic management center where they get what traffic is there. And basically, we reinforce good things. During the National Road Safety Month, last January on 13th, the Chief Minister inaugurated the program. We had about 22,000 children who participated. It is something that they will remember. Say, yes, okay, we went there. The message is basically, follow basic practice. That's it.
Look, in some schools in South, I don't want to name any particular schools.
Yeah.
They are on the main road. For the traffic jams.
Yeah.
I find nobody there to monitor the traffic there. Either the school is not taking any proactive steps. I think, are there any messages going to them?
Yeah,
So the traffic jam,
Yeah.
particularly only during that school timing. And then that is causing about half an hour delay.
no, see, it's a very tricky thing to solve. Because one idea was, can we have school change that timing? I was dead opposed to it. I said, biologically, children are programmed to sleep late, wake up late. Sorry, sleep early, wake up late. So already we are forcing them to come to school by 7:30. So the child has to wake up by 6:30. So because the school bus will come by around 7. If the child has to wake up at 6:30, the parent has to wake up at 6 o'clock. Depends on the school. It depends on how far it is. I'm just giving an example. In some place it could be 5 o'clock. How much more early you want the children to wake up? How much more early you want the parents to wake up? So the other solution to that is, can we have something at the school itself? But the problem is, schools were built some time back where no provision is made for circulation of traffic. Like, for example, we had a problem with Phoenix Mall of Asia. We worked with them finally after doing all that, forcing them to come to the table. Now there's a very good traffic circulation plan which happens. So the queuing length inside Phoenix Mall of Asia is 700 meters, which is massive. Even if you have a huge crowd coming in, they can pull the crowd inside, the vehicle crowd, and they exit out. So, but unfortunately, such a thing is not available even in big schools, forget small schools, in big schools. So, like now, St. Joseph's Boys High School is building an underground basement. So I requested the management, I said, you can build the basement, wonderful, but please give a circular track wherein you can have a single entry, you take them inside, you drop them off and you exit. So that way, I think if it is possible for school management to, but how many schools will have the resources to do?
So even if they have, perhaps residency or there's like that, the big schools having a seat space,
Yeah.
but they will not allow their own school van to enter inside, they will drop outside and then cause.
Yeah, so we are working on it. We've called it something called a safe route to school. We're starting with those schools you spoke of. We're starting with the CBD of mine. I want the CBD to be well regulated. The schools are one concern. But I don't want the children to. One option was, can we send the vehicles far off? But I don't want the children to walk that far also. So there are safety issues with that. So like I said, it's a tricky issue. So we'll start small. I don't know when it's possible to do for entire Bangalore, but we'll start small, at least in some areas where there is possibility. You are right. There are some schools which have only those schools we can. But if it's a very small school, it's not possible. And actually government schools, 100 population, a lot of the children use private transport, public transport, like they don't cause any of the majority of the schools. So it depends on the school also. But we again work in actually nothing, everything cannot be forced through rules and strict policy. You have to work with them and collaborate.
So you have 15-20 minutes. Sorry, 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Anucheth. Thank you very much. I think last time also you had participated, and from BCIC, we'll extend all the support for your initiative. There's a lot of good work being done by the team. First of all, congratulations. And so road safety is a very critical issue and affects all of us. We are as a driver, as a passenger, a cyclist, whoever it is. And many of the activities we are doing as a company to ensure that the education is important, especially on the helmets, the seat belt. It starts from all of us, walk the talk and taking it forward. So we are trying to, I think the very good work in terms of signal management, sir. I think please continue that is very important. And ambulances, I think they are making a lot of support for ambulances to ensure that the lives are saved. That area, I think if we can work on it, will be really, really good. Some suggestions which is coming in, I think with your signal coordination, definitely if you are able to, based on the traffic and signal coordination which you have started, if critical areas, if we can done a smooth flow of traffic will be there. Another point which has been seen is even the pedestal walking space in many of the areas are all occupied by the street hawkers. So old people are not able to walk on the pedestal place where it's supposed to be there for the people. Children, old people, especially if you go any area, Banashankari area, all the walkway are all filled by the, especially the hawkers and the business. I know they are supposed to be taken care of. I think the earlier government had made common place for all the people to be relocated. That needs to be very, very seen, sir. Second point is the parking space. Many of the non-parking space have been parked. So you have put a lot of cameras for catching people who are missing the signals and things like that. Another camera can hold the people parking in a wrong place and people which will affect. The roads are quite broad, but I think both the sides are occupied by the parking space. I think some of these areas, something can be strict also. Not that, see, some of the areas we need to really be strict to get not the penalty, but for discipline in which the traffic has to be monitored. Next is probably you should have surprise check in some places and penalizer in many other areas. Another thing, I think a lot of work has been done to improve the roads, potholes, but definitely more is expected by the public. So that can be also enhanced, and the camera can use to integrate with the people who are able to fill in the potholes. So that also can be done with integration among the different departments in our government. And from BCIC, sir, we'll definitely support all the activities in any areas which we need. Even our CSR, I think Volvo is already there in our team. We will, and TVS, we will support all the activities, sir, and make Bangalore definitely a safe place. We want to have zero accidents in our area. I think education is the most important. Another thing, sir, as far as the company is concerned, we can work with all the companies for the last mile connectivity with the metro. So that metro is coming in the next 6 months to 1 year across all the places. I think a lot of work has been done. If all the industries, all the software companies across the outer ring road also can work, we will also work with them to see that the last mile connectivity to the metro station, so that nobody brings, or the number of cars can be reduced. I think that can be one of the major work which can be taken, sir, in our to reduce the traffic. And now with the HSNAP coming also, we can track the number of the vehicles and other areas. And probably in terms of the outer ring road, I think you've done a fantastic job of understanding the amount of traffic. Alternative routes can also be suggested in that area. I think a lot of work has been done. You have so much of data with you now. I think we should thank you for your patience, and I know a lot of paper reports are coming in, but definitely, sir, there's a lot of improvements and a lot of initiative taken by you to show that you are keen to do improvement. That's the most important thing. You're showing progress, and Bangalore Chamber of Commerce also, we will support you in any areas, education, and like what Rupa did mention, any sponsorship in terms of training. You let us know, and I once again thank you on behalf of Bangalore Chamber of Commerce. Even sorry, I was not able to come there today. Last year I was there in the meeting. Sorry, I was not able to come, but definitely we will ensure that all the support is there from Bangalore Chamber of Commerce to our when we have to make Namma Karnataka the gateway for future India in real spirit, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your time in this very, very busy time of the year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So, Mr. Gopal was.
Thank you, Anucheth. I was just listening to you sitting in my office. And
Yes.
for some time I was there in the city police to now, a lot of water has flown down. There is so much change that is happening, and I'm extremely happy that you made an excellent presentation, especially with regard to the use of technology that is so essential for handling situations today. On a lighter note, whenever I'm late for a meeting, I will always say them that I was stuck in a traffic. So I get extra. So I use the traffic of Bangalore for my delays. Nevertheless, I think excellent presentation. The chamber is a very vibrant chamber. The last couple of years that I have been, maybe about a decade or so, I have seen it being transformed to a great national level chamber with international connections. I request you, the Bangalore police, to be very, very closely associated with our chamber, because I think there is always, the chamber always thinks of its social responsibility. And I'm sure we will be able to collaborate. Now, other thing that I was just talking to somebody is about the auto rickshaws. I think auto rickshaw is the biggest challenge that you have. I was speaking to Mr. Dan the other day. They said that whatever we have been trying to do, we have not been able to tame in the auto rickshaws. And it is not that it is happening now, it has been happening for over a couple of decades. Maybe in many other places, auto rickshaws are being done away with. They are only being localized to short distances. Whether the taxis can be increased, of course, public transport is most important. Some thought may need to be given to that. Of course, the new transport laws, the traffic regulation laws, the new fines that were announced, the certainty of punishment is the biggest deterrent for anybody to commit crime. We need not be too democratic in these matters. The governments, the authorities need to be extremely strong, and they need to be backed up in such a way that there is a certainty of punishment for any violator. That fear is the key. Without fear, our society doesn't accept things to change. So I pity the condition of the traffic police, because day in and day out they are struggling and putting in so much of effort. So if somebody criticizes traffic, I keep telling them, you just go and stand there as a traffic policeman for 4 hours and come back and tell me whether what would be your response. So it is a very tough job, Herculean job, more brickbats than bouquets. But nevertheless, the chamber will be with you. We are always going to support you, your actions, because I have known you as a very, very extraordinarily good police officer this Karnataka has had. And wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can we take one or two questions? Dr. Jacob Krastel, sir, please go ahead.
So, thank you very much for coming, BCIC, sir. So, by and large, I represent the Peenya area with industries in Peenya. So, you know what is the traffic situation in Peenya. Sir, from the main road to Peenya second stage, although it is just 7 kilometers, sometimes takes 1 hour to say 2 hours. Take any time, morning 6 o'clock or afternoon 1 o'clock or evening 4 o'clock or 7 o'clock or even 9 p.m. So traffic is huge, sir. And the main obstacle is people taking right turn. That is why it is getting blocked. So my suggestion is, sir, somehow you have a smart traffic movement by not taking a right turn, but making it one way. So that one way, even if it's a little long distance, doesn't matter. We can save time, because you know, there's being a small scale industry, we can't waste time on the traffic. If it is 1 to 2 hours from the main road, Tumkur road, to come to Peenya second stage, and if such a valuable time is lost, sir, how do we reach $5 trillion economy, sir? We want to be a contributory to the $5 trillion economy of our country as a small scale industry manufacturer. Sir, please help us to relieve this traffic by making one way, sir. That's the only solution. Because otherwise, the way the roads are done, or the way the roads are constructed, and the way the traffic is growing, because especially after pandemic, the heavy traffic have come into situation wherein everybody is suffering, sir. So this is my kind request. And the second request, sir, so especially in I have seen in Guriguntepalle traffic signal, a particular traffic officer, because I'm staying in the Platinum City, even during say morning 4 o'clock, 4 a.m., or even midnight at 12 o'clock or a 1 a.m. Sir, he is blasting on the loudspeaker, traffic movement. Sir, this is obnoxious. A traffic policeman shouting over the traffic management. I don't know whether he's a policeman, police traffic, or a ward. I mean, warden. I don't know. I have not seen him because at that moment of time I couldn't go inside and see. But shouting after 10 o'clock up to even 12 o'clock in the morning and 1 o'clock, it is obnoxious, sir, intolerable, sir. Yes, we really pity the policemen controlling the traffic, especially in the Guriguntepalle junction, especially with the vehicles coming from the highway and getting jammed up there. And the traffic signal, the duration is more than 360 minutes, sir. More than 360 minutes. So that is somehow, I think we'll have to make some arrangement because of the, especially at the Guriguntepalle, where the highway, the roads from the traffic from the left side and the right side getting junction there, and the ring road getting connected there, and take a right turn and go to the other ring road. So that's the huge jam at the Guriguntepalle, sir. Please look into this so that save the industrials, from Malaysia area, all the industrials coming to Peenya getting jammed up, sir. This is my kind request to you. I know you are a smart traffic police commissioner. I heard your presentation, and the smartness is required, especially digitization and a smart management of traffic, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Just a couple of suggestions. Particularly when we look at the conventional drivers, when we look at their driving discipline and all, many of them, they are the cleaners who are graduated to driving, and then of course they get the skill, but they don't understand the same driving policies. So in our experience, we have noticed that many of them, they're not aware of what all safe driving practices and methods. So from Volvo and also with other members who says we can also collaborate with you in conducting some kind of awareness sessions for drivers, commercial vehicle drivers, because they play a very important role on the road safety side, particularly to see many accidents happening on commercial vehicles, heavy or medium or light commercial vehicles. This is just that one thing which we can work together. Second point is also, as member companies, we have a large pool of volunteers, and we are supporting various social causes, be it environment, be it on the education front, a lot of awareness programs we are conducting. So traffic safety could be another one. And we started in a small way from Volvo, like every month at 3 to 4 schools, we are visiting them and creating awareness among the schools. And as you have rightly touched about, that's the young age, we can encourage that habit, it can have a huge impact. How can we also collaborate and then can scale up that with all the volunteers, because there is some standard modules available with you. We have also done in our way, we can have a good material content and then have a larger impact with more people going to the schools and conducting. Second thing also, we can facilitate from our member companies in bringing the school children to your traffic path. Maybe buses or vehicles, we are as part of a CSR, because sometimes the school is far away from the path. Generally, it is very difficult for them to bring to the. We can facilitate to once in a month or something, a batch of students to bring it there and expose to them what it is. So these are a few points which you can also collaborate all of us and.
Traffic driving is something that you can do. So, sir, one of the suggestions, you gave me a very excellent presentation. Some of the points that you related today, I think we pretty much, it's also good that we learn something from you. 2 or 3 important suggestions. My stay in Bangalore South, and this side, right hand side is NGO, left hand side is Richmond Road. So normally we take the Richmond Road to go to Bangalore South. So from here to Lalbagh main gate, Lalbagh main gate, halfway. So that halfway takes about close to 47:1 evening. If this is a way we can suggest to the people to put a flyover in Richmond Road here, and then one in front of the Lalbagh main gate, the road which comes from Bosu Road, then goes to Diamond South, and comes to that road. That junction. You have so much space to put either a median or no. So that will use a lot of time. That's one suggestion, sir. Second thing is, from Bangalore Chamber, we would like to take a team and show your place, how traffic management is done.
Sure.
I mean, that is something that people will also be very anxious to know. Taking so many suggestions to get while the team is there.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your kind words of appreciation. And thanks to Gopal also, sir, for speaking kindly of me. I've noted all your suggestions. Just to say that certain things are in my hands, certain things are in the hands of other agencies. We generally try and collaborate them and settle. But with regard to BCIC, I think I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. I never knew I could approach. So happy to see that. Certainly, we'll be hearing more from me. We'll work together. We'll develop some activities or what we can do together. It's an open invitation for everybody. You're most welcome to visit our traffic management center. There are a lot of people visiting it now. Happy to host you with a cup of tea, and you can see how we manage that. So, we'll be happy to see you there.
How many person? It's not choice. 10 strategy. I think we can get 20 of the team.
Yes,
Bring it under baby.
absolutely. Most welcome to visit. I have noted certain suggestions, certainly we can hopefully we can collaborate on student associations, road safety, CSR activities as well as the traffic order. Keep the engagement, even people. Then what it is. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks to all the participants for joining. Please do share your questions in the chat box. We will share it to the office of the commissioner. And sir, thank you very much on behalf of the Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And it's our heartfelt thanks to all the team members of the traffic department who are doing their human service for us. And it is also our duty to abide to all the rules, and we will work for it in coordination with the traffic. And we will also take up the volunteer services of public to get flying with the traffic management. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And as a token of our appreciation, we will like to. So, Shan, no, please. All of
Gagi, you know very well how to manage the topic.
So please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Shan, please.
Sure.
Yes, I mean,
Just 5 minutes. Yeah, group photo.
Sir,
also.
thank you. Thank you
Please,
very
sir.
much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
breathe it.
Bani, Murni and Jana, Bani, come and sign.
Please come.